Warning: this video contains super awesome content not suitable for people who don't enjoy super awesomeness.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
Let me tell you something. 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 Wait.
We'll use the power of friendship.
Enemy spotted.
Get over here! Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
Objective Charlie 1 is under attack.
Get over here! Get him up, let him get up, let him get up, let him get up.
Yeah, so basically that wasn't just for jokes, that was an operator's skill in action. So it's day 2 since the launch of Delta Force, and I'm pretty sure by now you've already played a few matches. And let's be real, most of you are just picking whoever looks cool, running around, shooting and trying to win. But what if I told you there's actually a smarter, more tactical way to play? These operators aren't just skins, each one has a unique ability that can completely flip a fight. The only problem, it's kinda hard to tell who's actually goated and who's, not all that. Well, don't stress, in this video I'm breaking down every single operator, who's best for rushing, who shines in support, who brings the tactics and who's perfect for sneaky plays. I'm gonna keep it simple, 4 classes, 10 operators, and by the end of this you'll know exactly who fits your playstyle. Alright, before we dive into who you should actually pick, let's clear something up real quick. Every operator in Delta Force belongs to a class, and once you get how these classes work, picking the right operator becomes stupidly easy. So first up, we've got the Assault class. These are the frontliners, the aggressive pushers, and always up in people's faces. If you're the type of player, to slide into fights, chase kills, and make big plays, this is your playground. Then there's the support operators. These operators aren't just sitting back, they are healing, buffing, disrupting. They are the reason your team doesn't get wiped in the first 30 seconds. If you like helping your squad pop off or controlling fights without trying to be in the middle of the fight, this role is for you. Now for the engineers, these are your trap masters, area control gods and utility players. They hold it down, watch flanks and frustrate the hell out of anyone who's trying to sneak on your team. If you like playing smart and making enemies rage, this is where you shine. And finally we've got Recon. This one plays silent, scout info and pull up sneaky flanks or snipe plays. They are not just hiding in the shadows for no reason, they are the eyes of the team. Perfect if you're into stealth, long range or catching people off guard. And trust, once you feel the difference between each class in action, you'll know exactly which type of operator feels like home. Now beforehand, just know that every operator has 2 skills, an ultimate and a primary, and then 1 tactical tool, which could be a grenade, a trap, melee or whatever, and they also have traits. But yeah, before I go into the details of each operator, type in the comments what type of operator class you would see yourself playing. Alright, let's kick things off with the Assault class. First off, we've got D-Wolf. This guy is the perfect example of what an Assault operator should be. When you activate his ultimate, the motorized exoskeleton, he gets a serious sprint boost, but it's not just about running fast. Every time you knock down an enemy, you heal a bit, and the skill stays active longer. So if you're gaining kills, you basically become a speedster on the battlefield. Now pair that with his primary, the triple blaster, a grenade launcher that fires sticky explosive. These babies latch onto walls, vehicles and even enemies and explode hard. It's crazy good for flushing out campers or sticking someone mid gunfight for the extra damage. And he's also got a tactical smoke grenade too, a fast popping smoke screen that allows you to reposition, heal or push aggressively. Also for his traits, this allows him to slide, which will make him familiar to use if you're coming from CODM or Bloodstrike. So yeah, combining all that will get you a character that feels super fluid and easy to use for new players. Honestly, D-Wolf is a safe pick for beginners, easy to use and hard to mess up when using him to play. Now if you're more about speed and outplays, check out Viron. Varon is that cracked movement god type. His entire kit is about explosive mobility. His primary skill, QLL32 Crouching Tiger, fires a shockwave that knocks back enemies. It's great for interrupting revives, clearing corners, or just giving yourself space in tight fights. But the movement comes from his dynamic propulsion. It's a short aerial dash in whatever direction you choose, forward, sideways, doesn't matter. And if you knock down someone during the dash, it reduces the cooldown. He also has a magnetic bomb which sticks to surfaces and enemies before exploding, perfect for tight rooms or pressurizing enemies behind cover. And with his dynamic auxiliary system trait, Varon takes less fall damage and gets a speed boost whenever he uses a gadget or drops from height. It makes him feel extremely snappy and unpredictable. Varon's for those who love high speed gunfights and constant pressure, not beginner friendly but extremely rewarding if you can master him. Last but not the least, on the assault team we've got the Shadow in the Dark, Nox. This guy is for all the stealthy players who love sneaking behind enemy lines and causing chaos. His ultimate Silent Assault activates a jammer that completely eliminates his audio footprints. Like literally, you can't hear his footstep after he activates it. During this activation time, he becomes really hard to track and even using recon gadgets would barely catch him. In warfare mode, he's straight up undetectable. That's broken for flanking, but it doesn't stop there. His primary, the Whirlwind Disc, locks onto enemies, tracks them and explodes in their face with bleed damage and slow effect. And if you hit them from behind with the disc locks on even faster. It's kind of scary how it is easy to finish someone that is even running away. All you have to do is just toss the disc and it's just gonna follow them and take them down. Also, his tactical skill lets him throw in a tactical flashbang for room clearing. And his trait, Deep Trauma, which slows down enemy healing and revive speed if you get damaged by Nox. And yeah, Nox is the ultimate rat in this game. He punishes slow rotations and punishes support players real hard. You know, perfect for sweaty flankers who like to mess up the enemy's rhythm. Alright, moving on to the support class. First up, we've got Stinger. This guy is the ultimate medic and the go-to if you want to keep your squad in the game. His ultimate is the Hive-Tech pistol, which fires bullets that heals your teammates. And what's really cool about it is that it targets multiple teammates at the same time, almost at the same time, keeping them healed during intense fights. And if you need to heal yourself, just tap the self-heal button and boom, you're good to go. Then as for his primary skill, the Smoke Screen. This is a UAV that flies forward and releases a thick cloud of smoke which allows you to take cover from the enemy line of sight while still being able to heal your team, which is huge, you know, when you're pushing or holding positions under pressure. And if that wasn't enough, he can also throw down a Hive-Tech smoke grenade that provides healing when you shoot it with the Hive-Tech pistol. It's actually crazy that a smoke can just heal from just shooting it with, you know, a healing pistol. Anyway, it's perfect for cover and healing large amounts of teammates while staying in the fight. Lastly, his expertly rescue trait allows him to perform rescues faster and more efficiently, especially in operations mode, you know, where it gives your teammates a full HP boost after every single revive. Stinger is definitely the guy you want, you know, in your squad if you like helping others, you know, stay in the fight. And yeah, you know the healing animation where you have to face the enemy while healing them? Well, this trait doesn't allow Stinger to go through that animation, which makes a huge difference.
Victory in sight. They can't hold much longer.
Now if you're looking for something with a bit more spice, Toxic is your pick. She's the offensive support type who can disrupt enemies while boosting her team's power. Her ultimate, the Dragonfly Swarm system, releases a swarm of UAVs that mess up with the enemy's hearing and vision while giving your team a temporary adrenaline boost. It's perfect for throwing enemies off, especially when you're trying to make that big push. Then as for her primary skill, the Adrenal Boost, this allows her to buff the entire squad, handling and flinch resistance, meaning that you can control your guns better, and when enemies shoot you, you don't really take damage like that. And every kill or assist, you know, your teammates get while this buff is active, you know, boosts the next one. So if your team is in a fight, you're definitely gonna see this buff increase and even get stronger as the fight goes on. Now, if that wasn't enough, Toxic also has her blinding gas, which is exactly what it sounds like, a grenade that blinds enemies in its range. It's a game changer for locking down objectives or looting high value crates in operations mode. and her swift healing trait, it cuts down the time for her to use consumables and recover, which is huge during extended fights, especially in operations mode. Now, Toxic is perfect for those of you who like the idea of supporting the team while also disrupting the enemy's plans. It's especially effective in team fights, making her low-key broken when you play her right. Right, now let's look into the engineer class. First up, we've got Shepherd, aka the tactical brain of the squad. His whole kit is built around disruption and anti-camper plays. His main ability is the sonic paralysis. It sends out a sonic drone that suppresses enemies in a 30-meter radius. Suppresses meaning it basically nerfs them, okay? So what it does is that it lowers their fire rate and messes up their recon devices. This is super clutch when you're trying to break into a building or take control of a sector. Now pair this up with his sonic trap. It sticks to surfaces and goes off when enemies walk close, slowing and damaging them, and if playing in operators mode, it can alert you when an enemy passes the place that you set the trap at, which is very tactical. I absolutely love it. Anyway, he also has a GE2 frag grenade, which is especially good at shredding armor and dealing insane damage to expose body parts, and is great for forcing people out of cover. And his traits, the sonic defense, reduces damage from blast waves, making him a solid pick for soaking up explosive damage and holding the line under pressure. Shepherd is nasty, when it comes to outsmarting campers and shutting down their gadgets. Now let's talk about Uluru. This dude is all about area control. His main skill, Loitering Munition, launches a missile that splits into 4 bombs after impact. You can aim it directly or just hip fire and let the AI guide it. Either way, it's still gonna cause chaos, but although the missile is very difficult to control manually, I mean for me though, but I would just advise you guys to allow the AI to control the missiles. Anyway, he also comes with a quick set cover as his primary skill, which creates instant cover. You can use this to block incoming fire or create a temporary wall during revives or reload. It's super handy in tight situations, and I absolutely used it a lot, and I loved it in general, okay? Then he also has a grenade. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, it basically burns people like a Molotov cocktail, anyone who gets in contact with it, it burns them down. And yeah, it can even melt his own, quick set cover if he needs to reset his positioning. And yeah, he's straight battle hardened, it gives him extra resistance to slowing effects, making it easier for him to, keep the pressure on. Uluru is basically one of the best operators to attack a squad head on, leading the rest of the squad. Anyway, last but not the least for the engineer class is Sineva. This is actually my favorite operator so far because this guy is an absolute tank of the engineer class. His EOD set equips him with a full body blast shield that soaks up ridiculous amounts of damage. You can even use the shield to knock down enemies or bounce back grenades, and his rearguard trait is, if you're not holding the shield hangs on your back and literally blocks, bullets from behind. He also has a this guy is so funny when you play with him, trust me. But yeah, he also has a grapple gun, and this thing is absolutely wild. You can yank enemies towards you and pull teammates back to safety, or even pull loot crates towards yourself. You can tap to shoot it, or you can hold to auto lock on a particular enemy. Just to keep in mind, the rope can be broken, if it doesn't actually reach the enemy. It has a limit at which it can go, so timing and accuracy is kind of key. And to make him even more annoying to push, Sineva also drops down razor wire grenades, which slows and deals damage to anyone, any enemy who walks through it. And yeah, it even makes noise, so it's like a built-in alarm system. Toss it behind you or in front of a door or anywhere, and it's gonna make noise and let you know when an enemy is coming towards you. Sineva is a nightmare to fight head on and perfect for tactical players, who want to hold it down for the team. Last but not the least for all the classes, we have the Recon class. And first up on the Recon class is Luna. She's perfect if you like to play smart, keep your distance, and still help out the squad at the same time. Her main ability is the detection arrow, and when you shoot it, it scans below and drops micro sensors along its flight path. Now the higher you fire it, the bigger the scan radius, and at 10 meters up it can cover up to 40 meters wide. It's basically a mini UAV you fire from a bow. Next up is her Volt arrow. This sends out an electric shock that zaps enemies over time, and combining that with her GE2 frag grenade, you have some solid damage to back up your recon. But here's the real game changer, her traits. Enemy analysis. Now anyone she damages gets marked, so even if they try to run or hide, they are still visible to your team. Luna is built for holding the high ground, feeding intel and making sure no one sneaks up on your squad. Now let's move on to Hack Claw, the second one on the Recon class. If you're into stealth and tech disruption, she's the one for you. Her ability, the signal decode, is constantly scanning ahead. It picks up enemy signals within a 60-meter radius and highlights the nearest target in red. It's like having a radar built into your screen. Now she also has a flash drone. Now you can guide its path and then it pops up to blind enemies, and it's very good for clearing rooms or turning a fight into your favor. Now she also has the data knife as her tactical tool. You can throw it into an area to hack nearby tech or disable enemy gear, and if you hit an enemy directly, it literally takes a big hit on their health. So it's not just a utility tool, it's also a weapon. Now as for her traits, the silent step, it gives you faster crouch walking and removes footstep sounds, perfect for sneaky flanks or surprises. Alright, so real quick, let's recap everything and help you figure out which operator fits your playstyle best. If you're all about rushing in, getting kills and playing aggressive, you're gonna like D-Wolf and Viron. Both of them are straight up fraggers with tools to dominate close quarters. And if you're more of a team player who likes to heal, buff or mess with enemies' head while helping your squad, Stinger and Toxic are your go-to picks. One's the ultimate medic and the other is chaos in support form basically. And if you like playing smart, using gadgets and thinking 2 steps ahead, Shepherd or Hackclaw are calling your name. Both are loaded with utility for control, suppression and recon plays. If you need someone to scout out enemies or play marksman style from range, Luna is built for that. And if you're the kind of player who likes to take hits, hold the line and protect your team, then Sineva is your wall, literally. So yeah, drop your mains down in the comments. I want to see who you're going to be picking. And yo, more Delta Force content is coming real soon. I'm going to be dropping my settings and sensitivity tomorrow. And yeah, so make sure you like the video, sub to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I'm going to catch you all in the next one. Peace.